And ahoy, Irregular Nation. How the fuck is everybody doing tonight? It is Saturday night, and welcome to another Irregular spoiler review on Wandavision, episode 6. If you noticed, I actually took off my longer style goatee. So if you see me going like this, it's just because of habit, because I was always pulling on that shit. I'm like a fucking dog. You can pet it. But, anyway, any hoots. So, first of all, cheers. We're having a snake dog. Snake dog. I couldn't make the sound. Fuck. There's still too much beer in it. So, damn. Episode 6. I mean, shit. Already. We finally got some hand-to-hand combat. Little Woo, Monica Rambo kicking some fucking ass. Only for a couple seconds, but at least it was warranted. Yeah, good episode. Leaves you wanting more, of course, like pretty much every single one. It was funny. I didn't have to look anything up to make sure I knew what this sitcom was this time. Only in the first one, I was like, which one is this, Dick Clark or Dick Van Dyke? So I figured that I had to look that shit up. This was Malcolm in the Middle. Anybody remembers Malcolm in the Middle from the 90s? And then I wonder where episode 7 is going to take us for the 2000 stuff. Could be interesting. But yeah, like this episode, it didn't really waste any time in regards to like screwing around with the Wandavision relationship. They both kind of go their own way, which was nice. It's not like her acting like, and all that nonsense. We see the kids discover their powers. Well, the powers that she gives them. I mean, like I said, whenever you watch something or watch any show, watch any movie, try to dive into the layers that they're trying to give you. Don't just sit there and look for like spectacle and look for an Easter egg here and there. Look at what the actors are trying to do and what they're trying to do with the setting and how you're supposed to be watching it. Most people just look for explosions, action. Like I was like, ooh, there's finally action, but that's not all I'm looking for, of course. Like I said, this show's basically like a mystery kind of suspense. They give you some humor. Like I said, if you're looking for punch and ground and pound action, that has not happened in any episode. They've given you, intense moments. It gets very cinematic at times. This episode did a few good jobs with that. I liked the Vision going on his own, so to speak, kind of deal. We were seeing some stuff with Pietro, Quicksilver, which is a very interesting thing that's going on. And we'll get into that, of course. And Wanda basically, having her moments of, I don't know what's going on, but I do know I can control stuff. But at the same time, am I okay with this? So it's, every episode's kind of been like that, where she comes out of it. And in this episode, we see that, like you have that moment where they're on the trick-or-treating thing and Pietro is asking her, like, so how did you do that? And what did you do here? And, how are you able to, everybody's had, so it's all this kind of stuff. But at the same token, she's like, I don't remember how it happened. I remember being depressed. I remember being alone. I remember doing this. And then we got like the commercial, and the commercial that they did, if anybody like remembers the 90s, claymation was huge. If you remember watching MTV, I think it was like celebrity death matches, and they used to do it like WWF style, WWE, God forbid I say WWF, World fucking Animal Federation thing. It was funny to see that, and then there was layers to the commercial, because of what she's explaining about herself. You see the kid sitting there and then the shark coming out. There was obviously layers to that. Like that shark might be basically a foreshadowing of what someone did to Wanda, right? If you think about it, throw this in there. I don't know who the villain could be. Like I said, I don't dive deep into all the Marvel stuff. I enjoy what they give you. You know, they give you entertainment. They have the connective universe. It's cool. You know, I've always enjoyed it. Always a DC guy at heart, but I enjoy everything, guys. Irregular. The Irregular Neil. I mean, come on. So I think that was the first moment where everybody's like, oh, okay, so maybe she made a deal with the devil, right? Some kind of villain that we don't know about yet. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. This is me just kind of throwing something in the air, but that kind of seems what they're giving you, because at no point when they're having that interaction, her and Quicksilver, her and Pietro, the brother, she also sees him dead, just like she saw Vision. So she likes the world that she's in, but at the same token, she's breaking out of it too and noticing that they're dead. You know, you saw the bullet wounds, the fucking clouded out eyes, just like they did with Vision. I think that was in like episode 2 when they did the Brady Bunch thing. And you were like, ooh. So there you go. What's debunked right there when you see that? No multiverse yet. We know you're getting the multiverse. We know we're going to get that at one point. I'm sure they're going to tie in the X-Men and all that kind of stuff, but they're not giving you that with Quicksilver. Quicksilver's dead. And they even give you that that flashback to Age of Ultron when you see him dead. I like that he says, I was gunned down like a bitch, basically, because you're Quicksilver. I mean, you're going to be gunned down by a normal soldier that's shooting bullets. It doesn't, that was a bad job by Mr. Shithead Whedon. So, yeah, like, if you ever watch Age of Ultron, it has some good beats in it, but at the same token, it's just not that good of a movie. Like, there was a lot of stuff left out of that shouldn't have been. They made Ultron look like a bitch. And if Ultron controls the internet, how was he such a easy villain? But anyway, with that. So, yeah, that part of it is debunked. It is not the multiverse. It is just another kind of like an obstacle. It's like another thing to distract Wanda. But then again, you also see her expand the void near the end of the show, and you're just like, huh? And before we even get to that, you have, let me share some images so while I'm talking, you can see, just in case you didn't see it or you just want to see a little imagery, because, I like to have some of those theatrics going. So let's share that. Oh, wrong one. There we go. All right. So, like at the beginning, like I said, it was a Malcolm in the Middle like throwback, which was cool. The way they did the intro and stuff. I'll show you some pictures of that. But right here, as you can see, like this is her wearing her original style Scarlet Witch uni right there. And then she says she's dressed as like a gypsy, this and that. Oh, excuse me, everybody. And then like this in the beginning, as you can see, Vision right here. Vision is dressed like his old school Vision self, but he also is talking about like he's a Mexican wrestler or some crap like that. And, the dynamic between all three, see, like this is what I'm talking about. When you're watching a show like this, a show of mystery, suspense, a little sci-fi, all that kind of stuff, and it's not just about straight action, comic action, you have to pick up on the eeriness of the whole thing. Like you're seeing her, like she can't, like look at this shot right here. That shot right here that I had for her, she is so confused about what is going on. I mean, the fact that Quicksilver has his powers is interesting. You're just kind of like, what? Like, what is going on here? And then at one point, of course, when this whole conversation is going on in the episode, Vision's lying about what he's going to do because Vision is still trying to figure out why the hell he exists. He doesn't even know why he's here in a way. And that started happening in the last episode. So, we're at episode 6. We only got 3 to go. And you're like, you sons of bitches. They're going to leave you on a cliffhanger regardless. It's just a matter of, come on. Give me a longer episode. And also, Disney Plus. What is your deal with the 7 minutes of end credits? Is there a fucking reason for that? Because you sit there and think that there's going to be something at the end of it, and all it is a bunch of credits, and then it ends up going into different languages at times. I mean, come on. What the fudge? I'm not even going to say what the F-U-C-K on that one. What the fudge? Because I've already said that too many times. I mean, come on. Shit. You want a honey dick? I love that fucking word. You want to sit there and honey dick everybody with all this shit? Enough with the 7 minutes of end credits. Stop that. It's ridiculous. Anyway, off that little rant right there. All right. Like right here at the beginning, that was cool. The way they were doing the whole Malcolm in the Middle thing right there. They were doing all that. That was great. I thought that was rather entertaining. And then at one point, the kids and everybody go out. He gives them a Quicksilver outfit, and he actually gives them like he puts like a Wolverine style hair too. Like, look at that right there. It's like, what the hell? But like I was talking about earlier, we're just kind of jumping around here to certain beats of the show. This is where they're having the conversation with each other, and he's asking her like basically how he did everything. So you're almost like saying like, all right, whoever she made this deal with, or who knows if it's a deal or whatever, it has to be, because when he's asking her how she did it, at no point does she say, oh yeah, and I had to break out Vision's dead corpse. Huh? You know, you're like, so where's that? So like, if you're paying attention to the show, you're kind of like scratching your head going, well, all right, that's interesting. And then at that one point, I don't know if I have the image in here. Let's see. I don't believe so, because there's an image I did pass that we have to go back up to. I don't think they're going to show it. I mean, basically, at that one point when she's having that conversation with him, she sees that he's dead. She sees that her brother is dead. So it's not that he's brought back to life or anything to that effect. He's dead. He's another one that's gone. But he doesn't know it either. And he says like some eerie shit where he's like, yeah, I heard you calling me and I had to come. Like, what? You know, so there's a lot. They left me with a lot of questions. I mean, good job. When you're doing a show, you don't want to sit there and give everything away. You want people to talk about it and figure out what the hell is going on here. Let's go with the theories. I mean, everybody thought it was the multiverse at the end of the last episode, and it was not. It was not the end of the multiverse. Not at all. So at one point, we see these three go rogue finally, and that's when I was talking about the quote-unquote action sequence that we got where, you know, they fucked up a couple sword agents and they had to get down to the bottom of what's going on. And then they find out that Sword, you know, the guy leading Sword, I already forgot his name because he's kind of a forgettable character. It's a typical, you know, villainous kind of, you know, he's in charge of the bureau part, you know, they put him on there and then he kind of goes rogue and he's trying to do shit, you know, his own way. And then it backfires, this, that, the other. But the one thing that was interesting was when Darcy was looking up her blood because Monica wants to go back into the little, I call it the void, or, you know, because of, it just reminds me of a void, you know, like that energy field void. And like I said, if you ever saw, oh my God, what was the name of that damn sci-fi movie? Annihilation. Yes, that was it. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. When you like that whole like force field and whatever that overtook, it manipulated the earth. It turned it into what it wanted to, and it was using people's personality in that movie to turn them into certain things. So anyway, when it comes to that, she points out that her cells have mutated. So what does that mean for old Monica? I don't know. I don't know if there's any deep dives in the comics, and I'm not going to look into that because just let it be a surprise or whatever they want to do with it. Yeah, that was cool to see. So like, we're going to get a little more of those three. I'd like them to dive into those three a little bit more, but something happened to one of them at the end of the episode. So we don't know. And this was the commercial that I was talking about. I mean, this was so 90s right here. It was fantastic. I was like, oh my God. But that's when I was talking about the shark right there. He comes to a deserted boy on an island who is gonna die, and he offers him food. But throughout the whole thing, they're showing it, and they're showing like a rapid timeline. He can't open it. He can't figure out how to open the yogurt, and that's one of the most simplest things to do, right? Just peel it back. Well, throwing that, see, like this is when I talk about peeling back the onion layers here. So you put Wanda, that's Wanda right there, right? And then whoever decided to give her this opportunity to live with Vision again and see her brother again and have a family and have that happy style kind of life, she had to make a deal. But within this deal, she can't figure out what the fuck is going on. So you have to be mindless matter in this. But then you see all the residents of Westview bugging out. You know, like you saw the lady with the clothesline. She was using the clothesline and you saw a tear come down. And then at one point you see Vision going to, he's flying around. He gets to the end of the square or whatever as he's trying to get to the end of where this energy field is. And he runs into Agnes. And Agnes is just kind of there in her car. And he's like, well, what are you doing? And I'm just going to pull this image up right here. But here we go. Right before I do that, this is the moment where Agnes is just sitting in the car. And she's just all kind of freaky deaky, just, staring into space, but she's still kind of coherent. And he, brings her out of her psychosis. And then she's like, are you here to save us? You're one of the Avengers. And then Vision doesn't know that he was an Avenger. What's an Avenger? And she's just like, well, you're dead. And he's just like, he goes back. So why is it that she knows all this stuff and she's the only one able to get out there trying to escape? Apparently that's supposed to be the witch sister of Scarlet Witch, but however they're trying to tell their version of the story, I don't know. And I'm not sure if she's been I'm not sure if they've identified her but she was talking to Herb, and then that one, I think it was the Brady Bunch episode where Herb's drilling, like he's sawing through the freaking wall. Her and Herb look like they're having like a real serious conversation, like they know what's going on. And then even the interaction with Scarlet Witch and Herb outside when Quicksilver is taking the kids around doing fun shit, Herb is like, do you need some help? Do you need to change? Do you want to change something? And it's almost like he knows too. So you're kind of like, what the fuck? We still don't know what they're going to do with the Agnes character, but it was cool when she just looked at it. She's like, you're dead. She's just, and then, but, even without him bugging out, this is when he gets to the end of this is when we're near the end of the episode. This is when I'm already saying, you mother effers, you're going to freaking leave it on this. I already know you are. I hate you. And as he's going through it, like he's fighting through it. He wasn't just able to walk through it or anything like that. He was fighting through it, but the energy field was trying to pull him back in. And then at one point, and then, because of the director who somehow has been able to track Vision by doing something, he's able to track the vibranium. I think that's the vibranium. That's another like question mark. Like, how is he able to do that? And as he's going through, no one like runs away from it. They started watching Vision get pulled apart. He starts to die. Now, you also say, like, Vision's trying to get out of that. He doesn't even know what's going on. That's because he's been dead. So if he leaves this energy field where Scarlet Witch has all her powers and everybody else apparently has powers and the kids discover their powers, and one kid has the Quicksilver ability, and then the other kid who has like a telepath, he obviously has the mother's style ability. He's able to sense that Vision is in trouble. And that's how she ends up saving him. But near the end of that, we see right here Miss Scarlet, and she actually energy blasts Mr. Dead Pietro away because he's talking some shit. And she's like, I'm not dealing with you anymore. I have something to do. Her eyes go red. She lights up, and she's able to go like almost, if anybody's knows Dragon Ball Z, she goes like Super Saiyan in a way, and she kind of just does an energy blast. And then all of a sudden, the energy field starts to expand because she's expanding it to save Vision. That's the only way she can get there fast enough because he's being pulled apart. And so right there, you're like, all right. She's aware that he's in trouble, as you can see the eyes right here. But at the same token, we don't need any pictures anymore. At the same token, you're like, wait a minute, you don't know what's going on, but you're able to summon your powers in order to, do what you just did. And she ends up saving him. But at the same token, I mean, I don't know what to expect. That's where the episode ends. And you see Darcy get sucked in there because she was handcuffed to a freaking a truck. And then every agent, it was kind of cool to see, like, every time like the energy field took on something, it would transform into something else. Like you see two agents they turn it into clowns. Like it starts to turn into a carnival. She turns the army base that they had out there into a carnival. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. And I'm not going to sit here and look up too many things because you know what? I might be giving you a spoiler review because I'm only giving you the spoiler review of what happened in the episode. But I'm not going to sit here and look all this stuff up because then that also kind of takes away from the excitement of looking at things. And that's how I am pretty much with anything. I will do background checks here and there if I have to, but if I don't have to, I'm just going to let the show me what you show, entertain me. Let's see if you keep me gripped. And even old Hope Productions back there who was all like, I don't want to watch the show. She even was kind of into this episode because when I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And she's like, yeah. She was kind of with it too. So, hey, listen, Wandavision, you better give me some shit in the next episode. I want 40 plus minutes in the next 3 episodes. I know we're not going to get that, but hey, that's what I want. Yeah. So that is going to be our WandaVision episode 6 spoiler review. Yeah. So anyway, guys, ladies, irregulars, I want you to go hit that like and hit that subscribe and become a part of this irregular nation. Because why wouldn't you want to take a ride on the irregular side with me, the irregular Neil? Anyway, cheers, everybody.